Most Americans think yogurt is healthy.
Simple. Natural.
Good for your gut. Something you grab for breakfast, pack in your kid's lunchbox, or eat after a workout believing you're doing your body a favor. But that yogurt sitting in your fridge right now? There's a good chance it's not the health food you think it is. What you're actually eating could be a sugar bomb disguised as wellness, a chemical cocktail masked as light or fit, or a processed dairy product stripped of everything beneficial and rebuilt with artificial sweeteners, thickeners, and lab-created flavors.
And the worst part?
Most of it is perfectly legal in the United States, and brands are allowed to market these products as healthy, natural, or even probiotic. I spent weeks analyzing ingredient labels, FDA regulations, sugar content, and processing methods behind the most popular yogurt brands sold in American grocery stores. What I found changes how you look at that cup forever. Some of the biggest names in the US aren't just cutting corners. They're selling products loaded with more sugar than a candy bar, artificial sweeteners linked to metabolic disruption, and thickeners that have no business being in your food. One of the brands on this list markets itself as light, while packing the same artificial sweeteners found in Diet Coke. Another sells itself as a kid's health food while delivering a sugar payload that exceeds what a child should consume in an entire day.
And the worst offender?
It's one of the most common yogurts in America, especially in homes with children, and it's been trusted by families for generations. In the next few minutes, I'm going to break down 8 yogurt brands sold in the United States that you should avoid, explaining exactly what's inside them, how they're processed, and why the industry doesn't want you reading the fine print. But I'm not leaving you with fear. By the end of this video, you'll also know 2 brands sold in the US that are actually made with real ingredients, clean labels, and none of the tricks used by the rest of the industry. If you buy yogurt at American supermarkets, if you pack it in your kids' lunches, if you've ever assumed yogurt is yogurt, you need to see this. Because once you understand what's really inside most yogurt cups, you don't unknow it. Let's start with the first brand almost everyone in the US has eaten at least once.
Yoplait.
That colorful cup feels harmless. Bright fruit images. Promises of real fruit. The brand your mom bought, the one you grew up with, the one that dominates American dairy aisles like no other. Yoplait isn't just a yogurt brand in America, it's a household institution. And that's exactly why it works. Yoplait yogurts are marketed as classic, simple, and wholesome. Some versions even claim made with real fruit or good source of calcium. That wording is doing a lot of work. Because when you look past the front of the package, the reality changes fast. Let's start with the original French vanilla. One 6-ounce container contains 19 grams of sugar, including 14 grams of added sugar. That's more than half the daily recommended limit for added sugar in a single small cup. For women, the American Heart Association recommends no more than 25 grams of added sugar per day. One Yoplait cup gets you more than halfway there.
But it gets worse.
The Yoplait Light line, marketed to people trying to lose weight or control blood sugar, contains artificial sweeteners like sucralose and acesulfame potassium. These are the same chemicals found in Diet Coke and Diet Pepsi. The same sweeteners the World Health Organization warned against in 2023, recommending against their use for weight control because evidence shows they don't help and may actually increase risk of type 2 diabetes and cardiovascular disease. Yoplait whips are essentially dessert masquerading as yogurt. The cherry cheesecake flavor packs 22 grams of sugar in just 4 ounces. That's not breakfast. That's a sugar rush that will spike your blood glucose and leave you hungry an hour later. And then there's Go-Gurt, the squeezable yogurt tubes marketed directly to children. These contain modified food starch, gelatin, and plenty of added sugar. Parents trust this brand because it's familiar, because it's been around forever, because it feels safe. But longevity doesn't mean quality. It means the system worked. Yoplait perfected how to turn cheap dairy into a high-profit product that looks like health food, tastes sweet enough to addict kids, and sells on nostalgia.
Not nutrition. Not wellness.
Just sugar, chemicals, and marketing. If you've been packing these in lunchboxes thinking you're serving healthy dairy, you're not. And the next brand? It goes even further in cutting corners, especially when it comes to artificial ingredients and misleading light claims.
Dannon fruit on the bottom, the worst offender.
We've discussed Dannon, but their fruit on the bottom line deserves special recognition as the worst yogurt offender in America. This is the brand that appears in the most American refrigerators, that has been trusted since 1942, that represents the ultimate betrayal of consumer trust through decades of quality degradation. The fruit on the bottom, strawberry, contains 21 grams of total sugar and 15 grams of added sugar per 6-ounce container. But the sugar content, while terrible, isn't what makes this the worst offender. It's the combination of everything: high sugar, low protein at just 5 grams per serving, and a chemical cocktail that includes modified food starch, carrageenan, gelatin, and disodium phosphate. This last ingredient, disodium phosphate, is a phosphate additive that research has linked to kidney strain and higher risk of chronic kidney disease. Dannon has had over 80 years to build trust with American consumers. They've used that trust to gradually degrade their product, adding more sugar, more additives, more processing steps that extend shelf life and reduce costs while the quality of what goes into the cup plummets. The fruit on the bottom concept feels wholesome. It feels like real fruit, like natural sweetness, like something your grandmother might have made. The reality is fruit puree loaded with added sugar, mixed with a yogurt base that's more filler than dairy, preserved with chemicals that have no place in food. This product is served in American schools, bought by grandparents who remember the brand from their childhood, trusted by parents who assume that longevity equals quality.
The betrayal is complete. The trust is exploited.
And millions of Americans consume this product daily, believing they're eating something healthy, something natural, something good for their families. Dannon fruit on the bottom represents everything wrong with the American food industry: the exploitation of trust, the masking of poor ingredients with familiar branding, the prioritization of profit and shelf life over nutrition and transparency. We've covered the 8 brands to avoid. Now it's time for the solution. 2 brands that prove yogurt can be what it was meant to be: simple, nutritious, and actually good for you.
Noosa. Noosa looks different.
The packaging is sophisticated. The yogurt is thick, creamy, almost luxurious. It feels like an upgrade from the standard grocery store options. It feels artisanal. But Noosa is a masterclass in how premium branding can mask nutritional disaster. The blueberry flavor contains 31 grams of sugar per serving. 18 of those grams are added sugar. That's nearly 3/4 of your daily recommended limit in a single cup of yogurt. When a health food contains more sugar than many desserts, you have to ask, is this really necessary? The answer is no. But sugar is cheap, sugar tastes good, and sugar keeps you coming back for more. Noosa has built its American success on this formula, delivering a product that feels indulgent and upscale while delivering a sugar payload that rivals ice cream. The high fat content combined with massive sugar creates a perfect storm for blood sugar spikes and crashes. You eat it thinking you're having a sensible snack, and an hour later you're craving more sugar, more carbs, more energy to replace what just crashed. Noosa isn't selling health. They're selling dessert with a health halo, premium packaging with budget nutritional values. And American consumers pay premium prices for the privilege of consuming sugar bombs they believe are good for them. The next brand is even more deceptive because it targets a specific demographic that trusts it implicitly: parents trying to feed their children something healthy.
Danimals.
We mentioned Danimals briefly when discussing Dannon, but this brand deserves its own examination because it represents everything wrong with children's food marketing in America. Danimals comes in bright pouches with beloved characters.
Disney princesses.
Marvel superheroes. Characters your children recognize and beg for. The packaging screams kid-friendly. The marketing implies parent-approved. The reality is anything but. Each small pouch contains 11 grams of sugar in just 3.5 ounces. For perspective, the American Heart Association recommends children consume no more than 25 grams of added sugar per day. 2 Danimals pouches, which a child could easily consume, put them at nearly 90% of their daily limit from yogurt alone. But the sugar is only part of the problem. Danimals contains modified food starch, gelatin, and natural flavors, a term that can hide dozens of chemical compounds without disclosure. The protein content is a measly 4 grams per serving, far below what growing children need. Parents grab these because they're convenient.
Because kids love them.
Because they seem like an easy way to get dairy and probiotics into a picky eater. But what you're really giving your child is a sugar delivery system with minimal nutritional value and a host of additives. The probiotic benefits? Minimal and overwhelmed by the sugar content. Sugar feeds bad bacteria in the gut, potentially negating any benefit from the added cultures. You're paying for the illusion of health while delivering exactly what you were trying to avoid. And here's the kicker. Danimals is one of the most common yogurts served in American schools, found in lunchboxes across the country, trusted by institutions and parents alike. The system has fooled millions of families into believing they're making a healthy choice for their children. The next brand takes the sugar problem to even more extreme levels while marketing itself as a fun, treat-like option.
YaCrunch. YoCrunch.
The yogurt with candy toppings.
M&Ms. Twix. Snickers. Cookies.
The brand that doesn't even pretend to be healthy, and yet parents still buy it, still pack it in lunches, still convince themselves it's just yogurt. But let's be clear about what YoCrunch really is. The low-fat vanilla with M&Ms contains 26 grams of sugar per 6-ounce container, including 20 grams of added sugar. That's more sugar than a child should consume in an entire day, packed into a single small cup. The protein content is just 5 grams. The ingredient list includes artificial colors, artificial flavors, and enough candy to qualify this as dessert, not dairy. The Twix variety is equally alarming: 18 grams of added sugar, 2.5 grams of saturated fat, and a long list of additives. This isn't yogurt with a topping. This is candy with a yogurt base used as a delivery vehicle. YoCrunch represents the ultimate cynicism of the American food industry. They've stopped pretending yogurt is health food and instead market it explicitly as a treat, while parents still buy it for breakfast, for snacks, for school lunches. The cognitive dissonance is staggering. You wouldn't pack a candy bar and call it lunch, but put some candy on top of yogurt and suddenly it feels acceptable. The brand is owned by Danone, the same company behind Danone. They've applied the same cost-cutting, profit-maximizing formula to create a product that exploits parental convenience and children's love of candy. It's industrial food engineering at its most shameless. And yet this product sits in dairy aisles across America, often at eye level for children, often priced to move, often bought by busy parents who don't have time to read labels or who convince themselves that at least it's yogurt. It's not yogurt. It's candy with a dairy component. And the next brand proves that even organic and natural labels can hide serious nutritional problems.
The Greek gods. The Greek gods.
The name implies tradition, authenticity, the wholesome Mediterranean diet. Thick, creamy Greek yogurt that feels like it came from a small farm rather than a factory. But the Greek god's honey flavor contains 23 grams of sugar per serving, with 15 grams coming from added sugar. That's 30% of your daily recommended limit in just 2/3 of a cup. The honey sounds natural, sounds wholesome, but combined with added cane sugar, it creates a sugar content that rivals dessert. Here's the truth about cane sugar: it has exactly the same molecular structure as regular granulated sugar. Your body processes it identically. The natural label on the sweetener doesn't make it healthier. It just makes it sound better on the package. Greek yogurt naturally contains some sugar from lactose. But the Greek gods doesn't stop there. They add cane sugar and honey, pushing the total sugar content to levels that completely negate any health benefit from the protein or probiotics. Consumers see Greek and think healthy. They see honey and think natural. The brand has carefully constructed this perception while delivering a product that undermines the very health benefits that make Greek yogurt worth eating in the first place. The protein content is decent, but when paired with that much sugar, you're looking at a blood sugar spike that will leave you hungry, tired, and craving more sugar within hours. This isn't a satisfying breakfast or snack. It's a temporary energy boost followed by a crash. The Greek gods has exploited the Greek yogurt trend that brands like Chobani built, taking the health halo and applying it to a product that delivers sugar levels completely contrary to the health goals of most consumers. The next brand shows that even store brands and budget options can be just as problematic, often hiding the worst ingredients behind the lowest prices.
Great value, Walmart.
Great value.
The Walmart store brand.
The cheapest option in the dairy aisle. The yogurt many Americans buy because they're trying to save money, because they're feeding a family on a budget, because yogurt shouldn't be expensive. But with great value yogurt, you get exactly what you pay for, and what you're paying for is far from natural. The original strawberry low-fat yogurt contains 16 grams of added sugar per 170-gram container. That's nearly a third of your daily recommended limit in a single budget cup. But the sugar is just the beginning. The ingredient list reads like a chemistry set: fructose, modified food starch, carrageenan, gelatin, sodium citrate, and artificial flavors. Carrageenan, a thickener derived from seaweed, has been the subject of significant health concerns regarding its potential inflammatory effects on the digestive system. Gelatin is made from processed animal parts, rendering the product unsuitable for vegetarians and raising questions about quality. The artificial flavors listing is vague by design. The FDA doesn't require companies to disclose what these flavors actually are or how they're made. Great Value also uses bioengineered ingredients, GMOs, which many consumers try to avoid. The yogurt contains cornstarch and other fillers designed to create texture and volume without adding nutritional value or cost. Parents buy this for their children because it's affordable, because it seems like a way to get dairy into kids without breaking the bank. But what they're actually serving is a mix of added sugars, thickeners, artificial flavors, and bioengineered ingredients. The value is an illusion. The real cost comes in the form of sugar addiction, digestive issues from additives, and the long-term health consequences of consuming ultra-processed foods. Walmart has built an empire on low prices, but those low prices often come from ingredient quality that no one should be consuming regularly. Great Value yogurt represents the bottom of the market, not because it's the cheapest, but because it takes cost-cutting to extremes that compromise the basic definition of what yogurt should be. The next brand is the worst offender of all, a historic American company that has degraded in quality over decades while maintaining the trust of generations of consumers.
Danone/Danone. Danone. The red swoosh logo. The fruit on the bottom, that feels like a healthy treat. The brand that's been in American refrigerators since 1942. Danone presents itself as straightforward, traditional, trustworthy. But behind that classic packaging is a masterclass in food processing and chemical engineering. Let's examine Danone Light Plus Fit, their healthy line marketed to fitness-conscious Americans. The toasted coconut vanilla Greek fat-free yogurt sounds like a clean choice. High protein. Low sugar.
Perfect for your morning routine. But flip that cup over and read the ingredients: fructose, modified food starch, artificial flavors, acesulfame potassium, sucralose, malic acid, and potassium sorbate. This isn't yogurt. This is a chemistry experiment designed to taste like yogurt while delivering artificial sweeteners that confuse your metabolism and preservatives that extend shelf life at the expense of your health. The fruit on the bottom line is equally concerning. The strawberry flavor contains 21 grams of total sugar and 15 grams of added sugar per 6-ounce container. Sugar is the second ingredient listed, right after milk. Plus, you'll find modified food starch, carrageenan, and disodium phosphate. Additives that have been linked to digestive issues and, in the case of phosphate additives, potential kidney strain and higher risk of chronic kidney disease. Danone also produces Danimals, the drinkable yogurt pouches with Disney characters on the front. Parents see princesses and superheroes and assume they're making a healthy choice for their kids. Each 3.5-ounce pouch contains 11 grams of sugar, nearly half the recommended daily limit for children in a single small serving. The protein content is minimal at just 4 grams, and the ingredient list includes gelatin, modified food starch, and vague natural flavors. This is what the industry calls kid-friendly. What it really means is engineered to appeal to children while maximizing profit margins through cheap ingredients and high sugar content. Danone has had decades to perfect this formula. They've built trust through longevity and familiarity. But that trust is exactly what allows them to fill their products with additives, artificial sweeteners, and sugar levels that would shock most consumers if they actually read the labels. The next brand takes these same shortcuts but wraps them in a package that feels even more premium and health-focused. Secure brands/solutions.
Siggi's.
Siggi's Icelandic-style skyr. The first brand that proves yogurt in America doesn't have to be a sugar bomb or chemical cocktail. Siggi's plain variety contains 0 grams of added sugar.
0.
The flavored varieties contain just 7 to 9 grams of added sugar. a fraction of what Yoplait or Danone pack into their cups. But the real difference is in the protein, 18 grams per serving in the plain variety, 15 grams in most flavored options. This is what yogurt should be. High protein, low sugar, minimal ingredients. The plain skyr contains just milk and live active cultures. That's it. No thickeners, no artificial sweeteners, no preservatives, no colorings. Icelandic skyr is naturally thick and creamy, not because of added gelatin or modified food starch, but because of the traditional straining process that removes excess liquid and concentrates the protein. The texture is real.
The taste is clean.
The nutrition is exactly what you expect when you pick up a cup of yogurt. Siggi's also offers plant-based options that maintain the brand's commitment to low sugar and high protein. A rarity in the non-dairy yogurt space, where most products are low in protein and high in added sugars. For families trying to make better choices, Siggi's is available in most American grocery stores, often right next to the brands we've warned against. The price is slightly higher, but you're paying for real ingredients, real nutrition, and the peace of mind that comes from knowing exactly what you're eating. The protein content means you'll actually feel full after eating it. The low sugar content means no blood sugar crash an hour later. The clean ingredient list means no hidden chemicals or questionable additives. Siggi's proves that the yogurt industry could be different. That brands can succeed without loading their products with sugar and chemicals. That consumers will choose quality when it's available. Next, the second safe brand, one that takes transparency and ingredient simplicity to an even higher level.
Phage.
Phage Total Greek Yogurt. Founded in Athens in 1926, one of the first Greek yogurt brands to arrive in the United States, and still one of the cleanest options available in American supermarkets. The ingredient list for Phage Total Plain is exactly what yogurt should be: milk and live active cultures.
That's it. No added sugar. No thickeners. No preservatives.
No artificial anything. The 2% and whole milk varieties offer healthy fats that help with nutrient absorption and satiety. The protein content ranges from 15 to 20 grams per serving depending on the variety. This is real nutrition, not the illusion of health created by marketing and added vitamins. Phage does offer flavored varieties, and while these contain some added sugar, the amounts are reasonable compared to competitors, and the ingredient lists remain short and recognizable. The split cup design, with fruit on the side, allows you to control how much sweetness you add, rather than having it mixed in with maximum sugar content. What sets Phage apart is consistency and transparency. They've been making yogurt the same way for nearly a century. They haven't reformulated to add artificial sweeteners when light products became trendy. They haven't loaded up on thickeners to cut costs. They've maintained the traditional methods that create real Greek yogurt: straining, not adding; simplicity, not chemistry. For families who want to feed their children real food, Phage is available in most American grocery stores. The plain variety can be sweetened with a drizzle of honey or fresh fruit, giving you control over the sugar content while delivering the protein and calcium growing bodies need. These two brands, Siggi's and Phage, prove that in the United States, it is possible to buy yogurt that isn't loaded with sugar, artificial sweeteners, thickeners, and preservatives. Real yogurt. Simple ingredients. Transparent labeling. Nutrition that matches the marketing. The choice is available. You just have to know where to look. We've just gone through 8 yogurt brands sold in the US that you should avoid. From Yoplait and Danone to Great Value and Danone Fruit on the bottom, these products share the same secrets: excessive sugar, artificial sweeteners, chemical thickeners, and additives designed for profit, not health. Families serve these yogurts thinking they're wholesome, safe, and nutritious. Children consume sugar levels that exceed daily recommendations in single servings. Adults eat light yogurts packed with the same artificial sweeteners found in diet soda, believing they're making healthy choices. And all of this is perfectly legal in the United States, thanks to regulations that allow massive sugar content, artificial ingredients, and misleading marketing claims.
The betrayal is complete. The trust is exploited.
And the health consequences, metabolic disruption, sugar addiction, digestive issues from additives, are borne by consumers who were just trying to eat better.
But it's not all bad news. There are safe options.
Brands like Siggi's and Phage prove that real yogurt exists.
High protein. Low sugar.
Minimal ingredients. No artificial sweeteners. No chemical thickeners. Products you can feel confident serving to your family. Now it's up to you. Open your fridge. Check your pantry. Look at the labels of the yogurt you buy. Are you serving your family sugar bombs and chemical cocktails, or real food? Are the ingredient lists short and recognizable, or long and full of things you can't pronounce? If this video helped you uncover the truth behind what's in your food, do two things right now. 1. Like this video to support more investigations like this. 2. Subscribe and turn on notifications so you never miss another deep dive into what's really in the products you eat. Your family deserves real food, not marketing. Real nutrition, not sugar disguised as health. Real yogurt, not chemical cups with fruit on the bottom.
The choice is yours.
Make it wisely.